Hey guys, so I'm just gonna continue from where we left off. If you haven't seen or know what I'm talking about, please go down to my channel and look at all the videos. I'm pretty much doing like my whole life story and how my life is crazy. So I'm pretty much up to senior year in high school. After I cut ties with my toxic relationship, I came out of it. We broke up, and I'm just trying to pick up the pieces of my life and try to figure out kind of like what I want in my life again. So anyway, after this toxic relationship, after we broke up, and I just said I had to cut ties and get him out of my life and stop thinking about him, I said I was never going to get a boyfriend again. And I said I was just going to focus on having sex and doing my thing like I was doing before I met him or before I started being with him. And I was going to just do that until I go to college. And then college, I would start fresh and start new or whatever. So I decided, hey, let me try to have sex with all the guys that I want to have sex with in my high school. Because I didn't really have sexual relationships or any relationships in my high school before. I was always the quiet one. I went to school, I left, and that was it. The only person I really had a relationship with was Brian. It was my ex. He was very toxic and it was crazy and whatever. So I said I wasn't going to have a boyfriend anymore. And, and the other person was the person I lost my virginity to. But that was pretty much it. It was those two that I ever did who had something to do with my high school. Now, I had a lot of crushes on people in my high school. I thought a lot of people were cute. I thought they didn't notice me or didn't care or whatever. I said, fuck it. It was senior year. If they reject me, I only have to see them for like a couple more months left. Sorry. I only have to see them for a couple more months. And, if they reject me, that's fine. Like, I always had that fear, like, rejecting them, that I would always have to see them for like 3 more years or 4 more years or whatever. I'm just like, I don't need to feel that anymore, because I'm only going to see them for like 2 more months and that's it. And I can deal with 2 months or 3 months or whatever. So I decided to start pursuing my sexual things or whatever. And I started, talking to old people that I talked to or whatever. And I'd be like, oh, I used to have a crush on you. And that's how I always started. I was like, oh, I used to have a crush on you, like, in 9th grade or 10th grade or whatever. I thought you were really cute. I always wanted to have sex with you. And they'd be like, oh, word? And I'd be like, yeah, I always did. But I mean, like, it's cool now. Like, have a great summer or whatever. Type thing. Like, it was like, oh, yeah, I used to have a crush on you. So, like, even if they're like, oh, well, that's funny or that's crazy or whatever, it'd be like, oh, I used to. But all of them that I said that to, they were like, really? Like, you don't got a crush on me now? I mean, and I was like, well, I mean, you're still cute. Like, you didn't change, like, or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, it's whatever. I would love to have sex with you, but, like, it's whatever. And then it would be like, oh, well, let's do it then. I did that with a lot of people, and some of them were good and some of them were not so good. I mean, I had a really bad experience with, I had a friend who was a virgin. He was like a friendish person. He was a virgin. I talked a lot of sexual stuff about it. He asked me, hey, do you mind taking my virginity? I said, sure, why not? Took his virginity. I told him, like, but I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be attached. This is my senior year. I'm just going to fucking be done. And he's like, yo, that's fine. I think his name was Andrew. I forget his name. But I always had a crush on his cousin, Nishan. Always thought Nishan was cute. Always thought so. I met him in 9th grade. He's been there. He got big and, whatever. So anyway, I fucked this cousin and we were fucking for a couple. And then I went to their house. They had a movie theater in their basement or whatever. And I was supposed to do things with Andrew. And then all of a sudden, here comes Nishan trying to get some action too. I was like, fuck it. I want to have, I want to escape. So if two people want to have sex with me, then let's do it. And literally, I didn't know this was called a train, but I literally did that. I had sex with Nishan and Andrew in the span of an hour. And that was okay. It was a nice experience. But then afterwards, I guess they told all their friends that whatever. And then they kept inviting me. And then their friends all wanted to have sex with me or whatever. I'm just like, I'm not doing that. And that was a bad experience because it was just I felt like I was just being used or whatever. And that's something that I didn't want. I'm still a person. Even though I like sex or whatever, I'm still a person. But anyway, I had sex with them. I had sex with another guy. His name was Walter. It was nice. I loved it. He was the guy that Brian did not like. I had sex with him before when we were dating with Brian, and I had sex with him again afterwards. And who else? I had sex with another guy. We were doing things and stuff like that. But he was sweet, so I'm not gonna say his name. He was sweet, and he ended it with me. He was like, oh, I really want to ask this girl out or whatever. And we were just friends with benefits. I was like, go for it. And him and her are still together to this day. I actually think they're about to get married. So it was good. I had sex with him. And then I started working at our local library, and someone from our school was there, and we started having sex in the library. It was crazy. And literally I was just on a sex spree. Honestly, wherever I can get dick, I got it. I didn't really care at that moment. I didn't care about my life. I didn't care about anything. And I literally made a new friend. And this story is crazy, but I don't know if I was in the wrong or whatever, but I made a new friend, and she was kind of like me, very open with her sexuality. She went and met guys other places, and she was hanging out with them, but she was more she more used the guys. She would have 5 different guys, and she would get stuff out of it. She would be oh yeah, this guy bought me this bag, and this guy bought me this watch, and this these shoes, and this outfit, and things like that. And whoever gave me the best stuff, that's who I would see with or whatever. So one day, you know, I was like, oh, that's cool or whatever. And I was doing my own thing or whatever. But you know what? I'm going to tell you in part 2. So stay tuned for part 2, guys.